Oh, y'all see it? Y'all see it? Y'all see this drip? Y'all see me just, my fantasy team sucked this week. Yes, my fantasy teams was some cold garbage this week, but we ain't talking about fantasy right now. We're talking about that real football. And you see what happened to my CU Buffs and my Denver Broncos? Let's go. All right, check this out. I am the commissioner. I'm B from the Toilet Baby Mob, the commissioner of Sunday's Leftovers, Vinyl League, Lounge League, and the LO3rd League of Third, going for the Triple Crown, which I have already did. I'm trying to do the Triple Crown repeat, but right now it's not looking good for your boy. But let's talk about these CU Buffs and let's talk about these Denver Broncos real quick. I'm officially one of the biggest fans ever, and I'm just letting you know right now, I'm a diehard Bronco fan, 100% diehard Bronco fan. But anybody that drafts Sanders from my CU Buffs, I will officially pay admission to the bandwagon of that team. Granted, they would be my second favorite team, because my first favorite team was always going to be my Denver Broncos, but my second favorite team is going to be anybody that drafts Sanders and probably Hunter as well. Did y'all see what went down this weekend? Oh my gosh. But yo, let me get back into this, fantasy football. And right now we're about to talk about LO3rd of 3rds going for the Triple Crown. And man, there was some interesting things going on, man. I want to give big props to Saquon Barkley. Let's talk about Barkley. We're gonna talk about Neighbors. We're gonna talk about Rice. We're gonna talk about Richardson, Hurts, Lamb, Hill, CMC. Let's get into the Richardson, Hill, CMC type of thing. Richardson, people had a whole lot of expectations for him this year. I'm not getting on the young boy as of right now. It's a whole lot of ups and downs when it comes down to this football season. But in terms of fantasy, it's not looking too good if you have anybody besides Jonathan Taylor on the Colts. So hopefully this Richardson thing could get turned around, because it's killing my killing my Pittman. I can't trade Pittman right now for pack of pita bread. It's killing me right now. Same thing with Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is putting up fantasy football numbers. He's doing his thing fantasy football wise, but these turnovers is killing us. Especially with the league settings that I have, turnovers is like the worst, thing that is hurting them right now. Their team is winning. They're doing pretty good. But, season long, how's that going to look for Jalen Hurts? Man, I have no idea. But that leads me into probably the first 3 picks. Everybody unanimously probably took CMC as the number 1 pick. Maybe Lamb and maybe Hill. CMC, Lamb, Hill. I have no idea if any managers that took any of those squads are doing pretty good right now. This whole CMC dilemma, this whole CMC thing is nuts. I heard he's going to Germany, seeking out a specialist. Might miss anywhere between 6 to 10 games, depending on how the team's doing. Maybe he come back, maybe he don't. Yeah, man, if you don't have the handcuff to CMC, probably it's not looking good for you. If you was able to roster Jordan Mason and you had a handcuff, and you had CMC, or you probably didn't, your team is probably looking pretty good right now, pretty stacked, because that is technically drafting running back 1 undrafted. If I say that right, or if I said it wrong, I don't know if I said it right or said it wrong. It didn't make sense, but in fantasy terms, I know it makes sense. Tariq Hill, I traded for Tariq Hill last week, and I guess the value was right, because I have no idea what Tariq Hill was going to look without Tua. That lets you know how good Tua is. So many people was like, oh, Tua don't deserve the contract, and Tua this and Tua that, Tua fragile. But when Tua plays, Tariq balls. When Tua plays, Waddle balls. So please, just throw it out in the air. Just throw it in the trash. I don't want to hear nobody say, oh, Tua's garbage, or Tua can't do this. Tua's a cold beast. And everybody that has Tariq Hill or Waddle knows, man, if there was any quarterback in the league that you would rather have right now, you would rather have Tua. Because without Tua, it's not looking too good. Who else we talking about, man? We talking about Lamb. Yo, what's up with this whole Dallas Cowboy CD Lamb thing, man? Dak got paid, CD got paid, but you know what? I'm about to go to the whole AI thing. When AI talks about, what AI talk about? We're talking about practice. Man, football is different, man. Like, football is different. Like, I ain't never paid played at no professional level, or I ain't never played. Damn, never really played for real. You know what I mean? I played a little bit in junior high. I was a cold beast until I got cold cracked in the middle. So you know what I mean? I'm not talking about in regards to playing get hurt. I'm talking about like what you expect to be an athlete going from not practicing with your team to full-fledged, full game speed. It's not going to work out. So I think the CD Lamb, that connection is going to pick up. It's sort of going to be like, you know, that Chase and Burrow connection. I mean, when you're not playing with your number one all the summer leading into the preseason and you just jumping into it, there's going to be some hiccups. But I think that CD Lamb thing is going to turn around probably a lot sooner than the Tyreek Hill, a lot sooner than the CMC. So I'm not falling off the bandwagon on those. But, man, let's talk about some of these good things, man. Anybody that drafted Saquon Barkley, let's talk about Saquon Barkley. Football, I think more than basketball, is a product of your environment, of where you are, where you get drafted in. Like, when Barkley had weapons, when Barkley was on the Giants and had weapons, dog, he was a beast. But then management decided to do whatever and then surround him with nothing. But look at him now. Everybody talk about, oh, CMC, one of the best running backs of all time. I love CMC. But man, just imagine if Barkley had Cam Newton. Just imagine if Barkley was on San Francisco. Barkley was on the Giants, man. The only one on the Giants. And look at him now. Look at him now, balling like he done lost control right now. I bet Dallas wish they had Barkley. I bet they really do wish they had Barkley, but they don't got Barkley. You know what I mean? They didn't want to pay nobody. And Barkley is what? Barkley is hands down holding it down for the Eagles, man. See, you got to give it up to Barkley. And anybody that drafted Barkley, I had to play against Barkley in this LO3rd rounds, and I got cold crushed. Then, man, that leads me to the other young boy, Malik Neighbors. Let's give it up. Come on, man, Malik Neighbors. Oh, cold vicious between Malik Neighbors, Marvin Harrison. They are living up to the hype. They are living up. There was a whole lot of hype with them coming into the league. They are officially living up to the hype, man. Malik Neighbors is putting up numbers unseen since like Odell back in them Giant days. So, man, just give it up to the people that drafted him. Because if you drafted Malik Neighbors, you was just doing that on the fly. Like you was full blown drafting him within the top four rounds just off of the fly, just off of faith, like something that you seen in college, like a little bit of preseason, but not much, especially going off of Daniel Jones. You be just like, man, like I know cats like my man from David was like, man, when we was drafting, we was like, man, we don't want nobody from the Giants. And I said the same thing. I was like, man, I don't want nobody from the Giants. But look at Malik Neighbors right now, cold crushing. Got to give it up for your boy Malik Neighbors. But so that's a little bit of the recap that we got, you know. Oh, I forgot to go with the waiver wire pickup of the week. Jennings. Oh my God, dog. If you drafted Jennings, no, not drafted. If you picked up Jennings this week, you either won or barely lost. And if you barely lost, it's because your team didn't do nothing. He gave you almost 50 points, man. Jennings almost gave you 50 points, and you could have just picked him up off the waivers. But the question is, what's going to happen when Debo comes back? What's going to happen when Brandon Ayuk gets more in the mix? What's going to happen when CMC comes back? What's going to happen when Kettle comes back? It feels like it was just one of those one-offs, you know, just like one of those one-offs. Are you going to break the bank on your fantasy FAAB and just go spend like $50 on them? I don't know, because next week Debo may come back and Jennings may have 2 catches. It's been a lot of that this season. You know what I mean? Just dropping and forgetting and dropping, and it's like, oh my gosh. So it's been crazy, man. I've been trying to navigate this whole fantasy thing, but we about to do it. We about to get into this LO3rd going for the Triple Crown. I know it's been a long one, man. I'm about to try to speed through this. That's my fantasy recap for this league. Now I'm about to get into some of these people's reels. All right, man, let's start this thing off with Dak the Fuck Up versus Team Brohogs. This was the barn burner, 151 to 179. Team Brohogs got the W. My man Dak the Fuck Up got another medium win. Yo, them medium wins are bomb. When you score a lot of points and you still win, but you still get the medium win. My man Dak the Fuck Up got a couple medium wins. But my man Team Brohogs had Dak, Derrick Henry, Chase, and Diggs. Welcome to the party, because all of them was playing subpar, and they just went off all at one time. That just let you know how stacked this team is. So when they decide to play, they gonna play. Dak the Fuck Up, man, you had your Seattle connections with the running back Zach and DK Metcalf, but it wasn't enough to go up against Dak and a whole slew of people on his roster. Then we gonna go with Team Carlito versus Just Prince Me. Dean Carlito gave it to Just Prince Me, even though Just Prince Me had Rashad Jennings. Dog, he had Jennings, but guess what? Jennings was the only one that went off. I don't know how he lost, and he had Jennings, and Jennings damn near gave me 50 points, but it goes into that Richardson thing. I don't know who else is on his team, but he had Richardson. Richardson didn't do nothing. Jennings did something. Yo, holla at me. If you want to trade for Jennings, I'll give you something, because I want him as a stash. But, you know, if I could get him as a stash, holla at your boy. Carlito with the K had, Amari Cooper sighting, Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor on the coast, yo, man, he's just going to be as consistent as he can be. Amari Cooper, he'll have them games like this. Have them games like this when he's cold turkey, cold killing, cold whatever, and then don't at the next game. If you want to ride the Amari Cooper train, Carlito with the K, all power to you. Last year he did good with your boy Watson. Let's see where it goes from there. We're going to go with the Consa versus MSP. This had to be the worst game probably of the season. 96 to 95. Medium wins, no regular wins. My man Mean Street goes to 4-2. His team is like that, but ain't nobody came. They started off Thursday with a head scratcher. Stevenson gave him a negative .70. How that happened, I had no idea. Maybe he went negative yards. I didn't know if he had a fumble or not, but he had negative 70. And then Team Consa, no backup for CMC, no CMC. You played Mixon, who is out. I think you're throwing in the team. Yo, Consta. Sorry, that #1 draft pick pressure, I put it on you. I didn't mean to put it on you, Connie. I did not mean to put the #1 draft pick pressure on you, but you still got to play. Still play, you still in the mix. I know Mixon was out, still in the mix with the Mixon, but I know Mixon was out, and I know CMC didn't, another no-show, but keep your head up. There's going to be better days. You got it. You had the #1 draft pick. I got all the faith in the world for you. My man Joe Dirt versus 341 Incorporated, formerly known as 341 Incorporated, but it's Next Gen right now. Next Gen hit him up with the rights in that Bills defense. Defense wins championships. Defense definitely won this game. 341 Incorporated. You in the mix of one of the teams at the top spot. Joe Dirt, man, Cuzzo, I don't know what it looks like, man. You going backwards, Cuzzo. You're going backwards, Cuzzo. The finish line is this way, going this way. But guess what, man? I see you won. Our Broncos won. So we good. We good. Like, I played just as bad as you. Like, we good. Our team is good for real. Our team is good for real. So as long as our real teams win, we straight. Now we about to go to the Team Inc. versus Team Max. Team Max, we both in the same situation. Me and you, I don't know how our teams are playing bad. We got some cold head hitters on our team, but our team is looking terrible. You went up against Team Inc., man. You got dubbed 188 to 90, man. So that means if you took 90 times 2, that's 180. Plus an 8-piece, man, you got dubbed, Big Slim. You my mains and all, but hey, he lapped you, big dog. He lapped you, Jalen Hurts. Yo, your running back situation is nasty. I don't know how you gonna turn it around. Your running back situation is nasty. Maybe the waivers, maybe some trades. Holla at your boy right now. I don't know, but Swift just ain't doing it for you. Swifters ain't doing it, and I know you picked up Steele. You don't pay a fortune for Steele. You don't do what you have to do with Steele. Still didn't do it for you either. I don't know, man. I don't know. Hey, yo, Connie and Max, yo, man, y'all had y'all computers and everything for this league. It just didn't work out. But guess what? I'm right with you right here. Maybe it's because this was our last draft. The last draft, we didn't think too straight. My man Team Inc. with the Jonathan Allen as his #1 draft pick. Came through clutch, 4 touchdowns. It's probably, he's fantasy MVP right now. He's playing as a fantasy MVP. And you had David Montgomery, who's Mr. Consistent, and you had Aaron Jones, Go ahead, Team Inc. You did the thing, and we gonna end this off the OTF. This is OTF season. I'm looking at his roster right now, and this is OTF season. Like this is ridiculous. Like he has Malik Neighbors, and he has Barkley. Like it's like this is the season. Like he's been knocking on the door. I've been telling my man OTF for the longest time. He's been knocking on his door. Like he's been so close for a championship, and he's showing it week in and week out. He's just showing it. Like Barkley, Malik Neighbors, he's showing it. He's doing it. My team complete no show. Like. And dude, Pittman, like I said, man, Peter bread for Pittman. Like I had no idea what I could do with Pittman, but hey, it went down. LO3rd LO3rd going for the triple crown, and that was the fantasy cast. Like I said, whether you like it or not, man, that's the stats don't lie, numbers don't lie. Some teams are balling, some teams aren't balling. What you gonna do? It's only week 3. We're going into week 4. And we getting to that point to where some teams we gonna keep on talking about, some teams they just gonna fall out. And thanks for your donation, and we getting ready to prepare for next year. But yo, the quarter of the season is almost over with. The quarter of the season is almost over with. So hit them waiver wise. Look out for these trades, because you know your boy Toilet Baby just sends like 10 of them a day. And guess what? Just do what you do, man. Have fun, stay up. Oh, see this drip? Let's go.